You tell her.
She wants to know.
She lives in abundance.
I wish you could breastfeed. There's boogers in your nose and all that. Too, yeah.
No, she don't.
You have
Stop.
one booger.
No, she don't. Stop. Here go your brother. That's your
Why?
little bro. His name's Zen T.
No. Why do you think that's him?
He said it's Leonel. Peace to the gods, peace to the
I've never
goddesses.
seen
Share
it
this
this
video, yo. We about to go deep.
Helen loves you with the tree, babe. You should see how she looks at it.
She's enamored.
Yeah.
She's looking at nature like, wow.
Look at my placenta.
Really quick though, we about to talk about slavery, right? Because I might have made some comments in the past, and recent in the past, not long ago, not years ago. I might have talked about it. I was talking about circumcision, right? And I went into how they capture our mind, you know, how we're slaves to the system. And I also made a post today talking about a quote from Frederick Douglass, which truly sparked and inspired me. He said, knowledge makes a man unfit, unequipped to be a slave. Because they say knowledge is power, right? Knowledge is potential power. Wisdom is true power, but knowledge is the keys to the doors that wisdom that open through wisdom. You dig what I'm saying? But I wanted to talk about that because I never want to come across as ungrateful. I never want to offend any of the ancestors, especially anybody in our immediate reality that we may have met. You know what I'm saying? Some of the old timers who may have not been slaves themselves, but definitely experienced what it is to have gone through the civil rights movement. You know what I'm saying? The sacrifices that were made by the ancestors, such as the Malcolms. And these are the Marcus Garveys. These are the names that we know. These are the peoples who we know of that are idolized and are made famous through the media because of their life. Obviously, their life was full of drama, just like if you look into anyone's life closely enough. But there's so many of them. There were so many other people that were freedom fighters that fought for the rights that we have today. Although we feel as though we don't have rights, which is when it goes deep, because we're talking about human rights. As far as human rights, the United States doesn't allow us to fully exercise those human rights. They don't respect us as true humans. They give us rights, but those are civil rights that civil wars were fought for. We can exercise those rights, but only within the paradigm of their system. You dig what I'm saying?
With limits.
With limitations, but your true human limitations are given by the universe. You're limited in this human form, but you shouldn't be subjugated to a system. That's what I mean by slavery. We still slaves to this day. Although we understand that in North Africa, you know, in the early 1500s, Christians, Europeans were made slaves far before any melanated gods. We understand that. But what I'm talking about is today, in this day and age, we're still under mental slavery because we are subjugated to a system. You dig? And I was watching the Spike Lee joint, Malcolm X, right? And I'm gonna clip this joint up when they was like in prison, like he just went in, and it really touched my soul. Like I gotta reflect that energy, because like I said, energy can't be created or destroyed. Like we all know that, right? So that means that we are these ancestors that made those sacrifices. You dig what I'm saying? So when I say we still slaves, that's not to downplay any of the sacrifices that were made in the past, because clearly it's like a baton. It's like a passing of the baton. They went so far. They went as far as they could for the time that they were in. It is time for us to go further, but we're not here to try to integrate into a system. We're not here to try to be part of their system. You dig what I'm saying? We're not here to try to create an illusion for ourselves where we create comfort within their system, because that's truly only surviving, and we're not living to our fullest potential if we do that. And we understand that we are the gods that come with the planet, that are made of the planet. So we belong closer to the planet. It doesn't matter how far we climb up this imaginary ladder that was given to us. Society is a trick. You feel me? Everything you see is propaganda. This is an illusion. They're constantly bombarding your subconscious mind with how your life should play out, because the subconscious mind is what dictates what your reality looks like, not your conscious mind. Your conscious mind makes the easy decisions. Your subconscious mind make the long-term harder decisions, and sometimes it's unbeknownst to you. You don't even realize the impact that certain decision is having on your life, because it is a subconscious thing. It's deep rooted. It comes from within. It is genetic. This is where they attack us. This is how they attack us. So the purpose of us wanting to live indigenously and get out of the United States is not only because that is the system that we know here and we want to escape that, yeah, but that system exists everywhere. But it is also because we understand that what resources are and how to get...
how to use the system against itself to benefit us, to keep ourselves out of here.
To keep it 100, we have to utilize the system to benefit us against itself, because we're given the tools to free ourselves, but we're taught an illusion of what freedom is. We're taught that freedom is a nice house and a nice car, but really freedom is self-sustainability. Really freedom is oneness, wholeness. Really freedom is being able to manifest your desires from a place of completion. That's true freedom. Not becoming a materialistic person because you materializing in their system and you're a god, so you're able to get anything you want, but they trick you into thinking that that's what you should be focusing your energy into. Yes, we are here to elevate and liberate ourselves from this illusion and return to Mama. Facts. Mama being the earth. Mama Earth, Gaia, Netta, nature. You know, that is where our ancestors failed to go back to. They failed to realize, oh, all you got to do is connect back to the planet, connect back to nature, go back to the earth. Although there were many of them that were completely in tune with what the earth is. And those are the ancestors that we resemble. Those are the ancestors that vibrate on our frequency. Those are the ancestors who were not destroyed when their energy transferred, for they transferred into us. And we are the living gods on this planet now. You see? And cleanliness comes next to godliness. That's a fact. But I tell you, remain humble, remain clean, yes. But don't ever fall asleep in their system. Don't forget the fight that you fight, and you're trying to free yourself. You're trying to get up out of subjugation. First and foremost of the mind. Like I was saying before, that movie, like he said, I can help you get you out of prison. And he goes, you can't bust out of here like they do in the movies. It's not a prison. It's not breaking through these bars. Because even if you do that, right, you're still in the prison of your mind. And he had to stop for a second and agree with the fella that was telling him this information. He was like, shit, you ain't lying there. Because he realized how it's all a mental game. It's all a mental plane. It's all for your mental gain. You have to seek solidarity. You have to become sovereign. Go back into our indigenous ways. We must. That's what we have to do to truly feel our potential, to vibrate out of our highest frequency, where we see that, oh shit, I am truly abundant and I'm satisfied. And there's no illusions or nothing's bombarding your subconscious mind, making you think that you lack, making you think that whatever you don't have is better than what you do have, when you have it all. You know what I'm saying?
The more you admit that you have it all, it's like the more you attract to yourself. But you have to be grateful. You have to give off that vibration so that the universe can return it. Don't you agree?
Hell yeah. Absolutely. Because it's like you are a mirror and reality's a mirror.
So
whatever you're seeing is what you're doing.
You.
Whatever you're doing is what you're receiving. It's like a boomerang effect, butterfly effect.
And that's powerful, but for some people, it's kind of like a bad thing that you create your reality. Because if they get stuck in a paradigm, they're not conscious of the fact that they're creators of their reality. So they just stick to their habitual patterns and programs that don't serve their highest self.
That's real. That's what we have to break free from, is a mental paradigm. That is what we've been given.
That's what we really
a
have
program
to break free
of how
from.
to think.
What we really have to break free from is ourselves at the end of the day. Right.
Exactly.
Because everybody's fucked up. Everybody has their ups and downs. So it's like, it's just you. It's all you.
Exactly.
And that's for everyone.
So you have to create
for everybody, because
you are everybody.
Everyone's right.
You have to create a space where you heighten your strengths. You know what I'm saying? And you not suppress your weaknesses, but you don't give them the power. You don't give them strength. You don't give them energy. You overcome them and not let them overcome you. Because it's true, we all fucked up. We all do have weaknesses. But some of us hone in more on our strengths. That's what we all have to do.
And if your environment isn't allowing that for you to express at that level, it's kind of like you have to break free from that.
That's another thing. Environment, that's not for everybody. Because some people could vibrate in the toxic of environments. They could be in the toxic of environments and still be able to thrive. But someone like myself, I'm too much of an empath to be in that space. Like I can't. Yeah, I'm energy claustrophobic. But back to what I was saying about slavery. I want y'all to understand that I'm not downplaying any of the sacrifices that were made in the past. I'm just saying, nigga, we still slaves. Because we still slaves to the paradigms of our programming, of our mind, of our five senses. You dig what I'm saying? So we're taught something and we remain in that paradigm. We remain in that mindset. We remain vibrating there. You know, instead of honestly challenging that and trying to realize what it is, why we're stuck there. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by stuck there, for me, it was always stuck in the mental paradigm of just being a nigga from the ghetto, like thinking that the things that were taught to me there and the things that I was taught to idolize there defined me, when truly they didn't define me. That was just something that I was given, and I tried to express myself through that, and that shit was limited as fuck. Because it's like there's only so much you can do. You can, before you hurt yourself or hurt others and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that wasn't me. And it's like I was always a tree hugging ass nigga. So for me, us going into the tropics, that's environmental change. That's you uplifting yourself. That is you changing your environment, giving yourself a better space to live in. That's for me. That's not for everybody, but I know what that feels like, and I see how my cells vibrate there, how my reality feels like it's right on the frequency that it should be vibrating on. It doesn't feel like there's chaos or toxicity, or the vibration is low, and there's like a mirror effect happening, where it's like you could try to create a heaven for yourself and you see others in hell right existing. And when you isolate yourself and you move out the country, them people gotta kind of find you. Especially for me, like I didn't really know anyone where I went at first, so it was good. I was isolated completely. Niggas ain't know me, so I was able to kind of feel like a fresh start. And you know why isolation is imperative? It could be very dangerous, you know what I'm saying? Because you lose sight of reality, you lose touch with reality. But it is very imperative as well, because people's sickness, like the God said, we are sick, right? But people's sicknesses sometimes become yours. You see, a lot is learned behavior. So you might learn some toxic behavior from somebody that's detrimental to you and you don't realize it. This is why isolation is imperative, because when you isolate it, right? When you meet one person, you're able to evaluate their energy holistically. You could feel them truly. You don't feel like for me, I like to deal with people on a one-on-one basis. Get to know them at least on those terms, because it's like I'm sensitive to energy. But like it was saying, the first African slaves, right, they arrived in the islands of Hispaniola, right, which is like where Haiti and the Dominican Republic is. It says in 1501, right, and it lasted throughout the late 18th century. And even here in America, it was what, from the 1600s to the late 1800s. At the end of the day, they abolished slavery. That was a mental paradigm of you thinking that you had to be physically subjugated and bred as some type of subspecies that was a way of life. Like that was normal. That was a mental paradigm.
And now it's a way of life for everyone.
At first, they were forced that.
Yeah.
Exactly. At first, they were forced. That was forced upon
slaves.
that.
Oh my
and then
God.
eventually, it became a thing where they didn't know any better. They were born into it, so that was the norm. You see what I'm saying? And then it was so-called abolished. Supposedly, we were set free, right? But then there was a little clause in the 13th Amendment or whatever document it was. There was a clause in it and it said, if you are free, lest you be a criminal, lest you arrested, now you are forced to do labor. You know what I'm saying? And that's the system that they set up now. They create an illusion where they give you this false sense of comfort, but only under those conditions that you subjugate yourself to their system. Slavery. See what I'm saying? That's what I mean by it still exists as well on the physical level as well. It's deeper than the mind as well, because if you can't free your mind, then you can't free the body, the physical. Everything that's physical starts off in the mental first, so you have to be free from your mind first. You know? So knowledge, the knowledge of yourself, the knowledge of knowing that you are greater. And I'm not talking about you are greater than the people you were taught who you were, whether you identify with comedic science, whether you just a nigga from the ghetto, whether you are Harvard grad, whether you come from a rich culture, whether you from Chicago, doesn't matter. Wherever you from, right? Whatever you was taught, you're greater than that. What I mean by you're greater than that is we come from the cosmos. We are stardust. You understand what I'm saying? We are truly greater than slaves. Of course, we were taught the history that we were slaves, that we were brought here in chains. We were bound and forced here. And we suffered brutality for 400 years, yo. And that trauma is in our genetics. We know that. That's what we're still healing from. But you greater than that. Because you are the universe itself in human form. You are the cosmos, the celestial planes manifested, made human. You are God in human form. This is why I want to break the colonial chains of the mental paradigms that I was given. That's why I want to grow my hair out. I don't want to look like a clean-cut gentleman, because that's some shit that I was taught that was approachable or safe or, I don't know, just the norm. But that's not true. When I look at the indigenous people, when I look at my ancestors, when I look at the people who were closer to the earth, they looked like they were closer to the earth. They was outside. They was planting their food. They was touching the earth. They was giving reverence to that sun that sustained them, that helped their food grow, that helped the life around them thrive. Share this video. Because we are those slaves. We are those who stood up. We are those who died, who sacrificed. Energy can't be created or destroyed, so that's who you are.
You came back to continue the fight.
You came back to continue the fight and to further the cause. Because the only thing that changes, right, is the technological devices. Time don't exist. You came back for your soul to unburden itself. You still that same energy. Just go look at your past life regressions. Go do your chart. Look into your karmic past life. Go deep. Read about yourself. You will see that this is who you always been. This is why the truth resonates on your frequency. This is why you are the AGR. This is why you are the gods of the planet. This is why you are the Christ conscious, not the Jesus Christ from the Bible. Although there's a lot we can learn from him, you are the consciousness that he reached. You are the consciousness that he peaked. You are where he vibrated to. And he realized, oh, this whole shit is Babylon. This whole shit is a matrix. This whole shit, everyone is asleep. Their third eye is calcified. Their pineal gland is shut. They have been ostracized and ousted out of the kingdom by the ancestors. You have to understand the severity of freeing yourself. It starts with the mind first. We free in the mind. Then we start freeing ourselves in the physical. Because mentally, I'm free from your system. I don't want to look like you. I don't want to listen to what you promote. I don't want to eat like you. I don't want to dress like you. I don't want to talk like you. I don't want nothing to do with you. You ain't my master. You ain't my master, man. Not my master. At the end of the day, I could blame you for what your ancestors did to my ancestors, but that's an illusion within itself. A paradigm, because who's to say you weren't the ancestors that committed the genocide? You see, and then you came back here to fight for what's right this time. You don't know what this is, so don't ever get it twisted. Study your past life. Study your past life. I'm here to get this shit right for this time. Even if this is my last incarnation, I'm gonna get it right this time. Your values did not go unnoticed. Your sacrifices didn't go unnoticed. This is why I don't ignore my heart. I don't ignore my gut. I don't ignore what I feel. And what I feel is, how can a man say he's a man, right? When he's under another man's system, when he depends on another man for everything. You a man, but if your supermarket closed, how you gonna feed your family? You ain't no man. You a man, right? But if they put an eviction notice on your 2-story house, where you gonna have your family? You not no man, son. That's not even your house. That's the bank's house. That's the landlord's house. They promised us 40 acres and a mule. We passed that. You can't ask nobody for your freedom. That's what makes you a slave. Your freedom is something you got to take. And freedom is something you have to be willing to die for. It might not even come in your lifetime. It has to be something that you plant the seed of. Some of us have they created this class war. Some of us have the illusion that we're comfortable in their system. I'm trying to tell you. Big body Benz. 100,000 a year income. All I ever wanted was a big body Benz. Big body Benz. Big body Benz. All I ever wanted was a big body Benz. $100,000 income. Hey, hey, hey. 2-story crib with the guest house and the pool. With the dog, it ain't a pit bull. And that's success. If that company shuts down, how you gonna feed your family? God. You see, when you guard, you don't put yourself in that type of compromising position. You see, when you guard, this is chess. You gotta protect your queen, king. You got pawns, mentally. This reality is a chessboard. ¿Entendiste? So how you gonna tell somebody that's rolling up like this, all I ever wanted was a big body Benz, big body Benz, big body Benz? Share this video. All I ever wanted was a big body Benz. I got a big body Benz, a 2-story house and all that shit. And you trying to convince me that I'm weak for striving for success and reaching that? Because that's the paradigm that's in my mind, and I strive for that and I attain that. And what are you trying to make me feel weak or like I'm less of a man because of that? No, I just want you to open up your eyes and see clearly that you God. That none of that makes you, you make it. You manifested that because you were focused in that direction. Now, if you focus in the direction of God, in the direction of nature, nature and God will focus in the direction of you. It's a genetic thing. We are geniuses. It's in your genes. Shout out to Marcus Garvey. Shout out to all the Pan-Africans. Shout out to Umar Johnson. He said it. Revolutions are not born in the society. They are born within your soul. They are born in your genetics, man. I'm trying to tell you, they come from stardust. We come from the planetary alignments. We come from those systems. We're put back here for a reason. We are the ancestors. I don't want you to think that whatever they did didn't mean nothing. We still slaves, like I'm ungrateful. Hell no. They inspire me. They was fighting for something then. They didn't know what this would look like now, but they were fighting. Some of them died for what they truly believed in. They were martyrs. A lot of us are the martyrs that died then. Just go listen, man. I urge you, go read your chart. I guarantee you was a martyr. Listen, it's so serious, right? I was speaking for like 2 hours to 3 people, and all 3 of them said the same thing about their past life, that they were karmas. They were subject to like crucifixion type for their religious beliefs, for their views and ideologies, bro. And that's me included, my wife included. That's 5 of us right there. Most of us are those people. That's why this the Christ conscious, the truth vibrates in our genetics. And it's not about us trying to be freedom fighters in terms of going to war with a system. No. We're trying to be freedom fighters in terms of trying to liberate the mind of humanity and allowing them to understand that we are the gods that we read about. We are the Orishas that we pray to. We have to refocus our energy in the proper direction. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wow. So that's real. Just share this video. I just wanted to share that with y'all. That was on my heart. You know what I'm saying? And I was inspired by the brother Frederick Douglass, abolitionist. Like, his words resonated with me hard. He said, again, knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. And that is because when you have the knowledge of yourself, can't nobody make you a slave but you. Can't nobody give you freedom but you. You are the God that you pray to. You know what I mean? Facts. Peace to the gods, peace to the goddesses, peace to the Christ conscious, peace to the frequency, you dig? Word. Just remember that freedom is something you have to take. Nobody can ever give it to you. And freedom to you might not be freedom for others. So if their sense of freedom is all I ever wanted was a big body Benz, then you have to realize that is their journey. That is their path. You know what I'm saying? You have to be grateful for your journey and your path. So just know that nothing is more beautiful than you. Nothing could be better than you. The only thing in this world that you see is you. So when you don't like what you see, you have to change what you're doing. You have to evolve. You have to begin to grow. You have to do better. You have to become better. Yo, I'm gonna always be in nature, yo. And I'm no role model at the end of the day. Cause I'm shit. A lot of niggas need role models. Niggas need a hug or something. But what I am is just you, my nigga. I'm you trying to get this shit right. You know what I'm saying? And a lot has happened in my life, and I just want to share it. I just want this to be my journal. I just want this journey to show my growth. Be it small, be it large, I'ma always shine my light. So have patience with me and share this video. So peace to the gods, peace to the goddesses, and shout out to all the ancestors that sacrificed and were truly, truly freedom fighters and gave us the spark that we needed to continue this fight and this journey. So if you haven't heard these words today, I love you. Share this video, y'all. Peace.